what underlies GDP is what we value. So if we're not valuing care, and care is often done for free in the home, then it doesn't get measured, and that's a huge problem. In fact, if you marry your babysitter, GDP goes down. So don't do it. Because a service that was being paid for around care all of a sudden maybe is still being done, simply not being paid for. Anyway, there's lots of weird things like that in GDP, but I think what's interesting is we could actually squeeze so much more out of GDP, even as it currently exists. So much, interesting things are being said around the world about what to add to it in terms of well-being and happiness. But even with its current state, you could, break down GDP in two different ways, either by income or by product. And if you look at, income, so profits, wages, rents, do we really understand the difference between profits and rents today? Rents used to be called unearned income, to the point that most of the financial sector, up until 1970, wasn't even included in GDP because it was basically seen as a transfer, just like Social Security payments. When they did include it, investment banks, the idea was that they're risk-taking. That's the service they're providing. Of course, when they went bust, who picked up the risk? The taxpayer. Anyway, and commercial banks, financial intermediation. But kind of breaking down what actually ended up happening with finance, finance largely ended up financing itself, finance, insurance, and real estate. The extent to which we could also, start breaking down, is it really creating value? Is it extracting value? Which bits are really creating value, and differentiating that? But, even just the other way to look at it would be in terms of demand, consumption, investment, government spending, and net exports. A country like the UK is currently mainly growing through consumption, not investment. That consumption is being driven by private debt. So the ratio of private debt to disposable income is back at record levels. That you can see with just GDP as it stands without any happiness.